Hello, do you like pretzel? Do you like cinnamon? Today we will bake cinnamon pretzel.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So for the Polish, you start with the liquid. This is milk at room temperature, and this is half cup. And then you take your dry yeast. This is 1 teaspoon. So now I'm adding milk powder milk. This is 1 tablespoon.
It sound right, boys.
Then you have 1 tablespoon brown sugar. So for this recipe we have all-purpose flour, 2 cups in total, means 320 grams. Now we'll take half cup flour to prepare the Polish. So we have half cup milk and half cup flour. And you just have to whisk gently. So the idea of the Polish is just to secure or to check if the dry yeast is still alive, if it's not dead, and also to give to our pretzel more character and more crisp. And the milk powder or the powder milk will give also a nice color to our pretzel, a nice brown color, and also a nice taste. And now the Polish is ready. I will cover it and wait 4 hours at room temperature. See you later.
It sound right, boy.
Okay, so 4 hours later you can see the consistency is a little different. We have already gluten, we have already activities or bubbles. So now we have the security that the dry yeast is leaving, and we can now start the second step. So for the second step I will add now vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon. And then brown sugar, 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll add my egg. And then you can whisk. Now we have already a nice flavor. We have the milk, we have the powder milk, or milk powder, we have the brown sugar, we have the vanilla. So we can already smell that the pretzel has already or will have a nice taste. Now I'm adding all the remaining flour. So this is 1.5 cups. In total we have 2 cups. 2 cups flour. And you start with a fork. Now we can take out the ingredient. And you see now the dough is not really sticky. It's important to have almost the same texture. If your dough now is very sticky, then you could or you should add a little flour, because the last step of the recipe is to add butter, and by adding butter your dough will be more sticky. Therefore now it's important to have dough which is not sticky, in order to add butter later. So now the last step is to add butter. This is cold butter. This is 1 tablespoon. So you place your tablespoon or your butter tablespoon in the middle, and then you will just malax the butter with the dough, or integrate the butter to the dough. And now the dough will become a little more sticky, and therefore you have to malax it about 5 minutes. So you see now it's becoming more sticky. Therefore I'm not making short video. My video are a little long, but in this case you see exactly the real recipe and some steps which are not always shown on the internet. You see now this is sticky time. So this dough now is not so sexy, so normally I should cut it as TikTok and show you, this is finished. But now you see, this is ugly, this is sticky, this is not nice, but this is life. Life is not always nice. So you just have to keep calm and to continue to malax about 5 minutes. And then you will see at the end you will have a nice dough. So here now please do not add any flour. This is wrong, because adding too much flour you will get something very hard, very crispy. So if you are looking for a crispy teig or a crispy dough, then you can take a look to my last video. This is the tarte flambée. Very simple recipe, very crispy. Okay, so now the dough is ready. This is not sticky. The flavor is just perfect, and you just have to place the dough in your Tupperware, in your box, to close it and to place it in the fridge for about 4 hours for the cold fermentation. See you later. Four hours later, here you can see the dough is a little cold, it's coming from the fridge, and then we have already a nice texture, you know, we have a lot of air. This is not sticky, and it smells very, very good. So regarding the size of the pretzel, this is your decision. You can decide to make a jumbo one, a big one, or a smaller one. So in this recipe I will just divide the dough in two pieces and prepare 2 pretzels. So for me they are not too small, they are not too big, but you can decide by yourself which size you need. So if the pretzels are very, very too small, if the section is too small, then you will have a pretzel which is maybe a little too hard or too dry. Therefore I prefer to prepare a pretzel which has a nice section to keep a nice consistency. And then regarding the form or the shape of the pretzel, it's important to try a little. You can prepare one pretzel, and this is the most easy way or shape to make a pretzel. There is some variation. This, for example. So as explained, in order to have the specific pretzel test and the pretzel color, you have to use a product. And there is 2 types of products. There is one product which is very acid, and then you have to take protection and you make it with cold water. Or the second is using hot water and putting in the hot water sodium bicarbonate. So it's important to use the good one. So here I show you some information regarding the product you can use. So here in the US you have this baking soda. I'm not making any publicity for this company, but I just found it on the internet, so you can just stop the video to see more details. So the 2 first products are coming from the USA, I think, and this is from France. This is bicarbonate alimentaire, and then this is for the German. This is Kaiser Natron. In Germany, I think they are calling a natron product. And at last but not least, por los amigos. So here I have about 1 liter water. This is 4 cups water. boiling water, and then I'm adding the bicarbonate alimentaire. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons. And as explained, this is not an acid. This is, you can use it to clean, to eat it. This is special for to be. You can cook with that. So then you can place directly here the dough. About 30 seconds. You just have to wait until the dough will go up. You see, when the dough is swimming, when it's coming up, you see, then it's baked. It's okay. Then you can take out the pretzel. And place it on a plate. It's important to have enough to increase the length. No. So. Yes. 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 Voilà. Excellent, excellent.
Perfect.
So here do not use any baking paper or baked paper or oven paper. Use a plate, a nice plate, and no paper. And then here, important to have enough distance. Enough gap. Yeah. Okay, next one. So here again you take your dough and then now I'm adding the cinnamon. You can adjust the quantity. You can add also a little nutmeg if you want. And then a good quantity of brown sugar. And then then also the pearl sugar. You can see on the screen more information about this sugar. And this sugar looked a little similar to the salt, so it gave a nice look, so a pretzel look, and also a nice taste. Okay, so now our pretzels are ready. We will just cover them and let them rise 1 hour at room temperature. Then after 1 hour we will bake them.
Perfect.